or welcome back to Penny's 2 Cents. It's your girl Penny, and this is my awesome dad,
George.
Guys, I made Crockpot Tuscan chicken meatballs with gnocchi. Gnocchi, guys. Tuscan chicken meatballs with gnocchi in the crock pot, guys. I did a video, but first off, the reason why I decided I've never made this before, okay, I never made this before. I was just looking through our pantry, our cabinet, what we have our canned goods in and stuff, and I had bought, a while back, I had bought a package of gnocchi from Trader Joe's.
Right.
So I got on the internet and looked up different recipes for gnocchi, and this one popped up and it sounded so good, guys. So I'm going to show you a video of the ingredients and a video of me cooking it, guys, how I prepared it. And please don't mind the lawnmower in the background. They're doing our lawn today at the worst possible time, right? But I did want to say before you watch that video, we want to say thank you so much. We got some super thanks donations. We got a super thanks donation from Joanne Lett, 351, or it could be Joanne 351, guys. Joanne, I'm gonna say Joanne. Thank you so much, Joanne, for the super thanks donation. And we also got a super thanks donation from Peter. So thank you so much, Peter, for the super thanks donation. We want to thank both.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we want to thank both of you for the super thanks donations. We will put that money to good use in our future food reviews. So thank you so much, guys, for giving those to us. Now, watch the videos of the ingredients and my cooking. Okay, guys, these are the ingredients you will need to make my crock pot Tuscan chicken meatballs with gnocchi. Okay, first off, I got a little help from the grocery store, guys. I bought some Italian style meatballs. Now these are chicken, pork, and beef meatballs, plain broiled. I got these from Kroger, guys. I'm assuming, no, these are Kroger brand, okay? You can use any meatballs you want. You can do your own homemade meatballs. I'm trying to save time here. Got other things to do. I didn't want to make up some homemade meatballs, but I'm going to use those meatballs, Italian style meatballs. The version of this recipe that I saw, which I'm making this my own, okay? I'm taking some shortcuts, I'm adding a couple extra things of my own. So anyway, you're going to need some meatballs of some kind, okay? Parmesan cheese. I got the real grated Parmesan cheese, not that, I call that fake shaker stuff. Don't get that. Get some real grated Parmesan or grate your own Parmesan cheese, okay? I got some garlic. You can use powdered garlic. I have a jar of garlic in the refrigerator, so I'm going to use fresh garlic. Italian seasoning, okay? Black pepper. Sun-dried tomatoes, guys. I just got a small jar of these. I'm thinking I'm going to use practically this whole jar, but sun-dried tomatoes. These are just in extra virgin olive oil. You need at least 2 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to go with 2 cans here because these are 14-ounce cans. So I'm going to go 2 cans of chicken broth. This is what led me to do this video, okay? I've never made this before, so this is going to be interesting. Trader Joe's gnocchi. I bought this some time ago. It's been in my pantry. It's still got a good date on it. So I am going to, that's what I'm going to use for my gnocchi, is these Trader Joe's. They're shelf-stable gnocchi, potato gnocchis. I got some onion powder here and some minced onion, dried minced onion. By all means, you can use fresh onion. Just dice it up really good. But I'm going to use my powders today. I always have them in the cabinet. Heavy whipping cream. You only need a little bit of this. Heavy whipping cream. And baby spinach, guys. Now you can use frozen spinach. I just got a 6-ounce container of baby spinach. We're going to use all of that. I got the crock pot up on high. It's heating up behind me. I'm going to get this stuff started, okay? So please stay here and let's see how this recipe turns out. I'm super excited about it. I don't think... Dad has had gnocchi before in some soup that we had from Olive Garden. But he hasn't had like a gnocchi kind of dish. So I'm interested to know to see if he likes this recipe or not. I'm interested to know if I like this recipe or not. So, like I said, I'm going to get some of this started in the crock pot. Stay with us. Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to do is put both cans of my chicken broth in my crock pot. My crock pot is on high. So there's 2 cans of chicken broth. And we're going to get these. These are fully cooked, flame broiled Italian style meatballs, guys. So basically, they're frozen. We just want to bring them up to temperature. They're in there, right? Okay. Garlic. I'm going to do... one big spoon there, teaspoon. I'm gonna go 2. We love our garlic, okay? Okay guys, black pepper. I don't know if you can see that. Black pepper. I'm gonna do about a half of a teaspoon. Maybe a little more. Dad is big on black pepper. I'm gonna go about that much, guys. Almost a full teaspoon. Now I got minced onions here. If you don't have minced onions, just use a regular onion, a half of an onion. If you love a lot of onions, I say go a lot. I'm just doing a couple big shakes of minced onions. I do have some onion powder I am going with as well. That was about a teaspoon. Okay guys, I'm going to go with a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in here. About that much. I'm not going to go too crazy on that. And now the sun-dried tomatoes. This is a 7-ounce jar of sun-dried tomatoes, guys, and extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to drain off some of this oil and put this whole jar in here. I didn't drain all the oil off, but some of it. Going with this whole jar of sun-dried tomatoes. Now you can do fresh tomatoes. But I think the sun-dried tomatoes is going to give it a lot of flavor. I'm going to give this a little stir. That's all we need. And I'm not salting it right now, guys. I'm going to salt it towards the end because I'm trying to watch our salt intake because we have enough salt and other stuff that we eat. I'm just watching our salt intake. So I'll show you when I put the rest of the stuff in, but I'm going to let this go on high for like 3 hours. I just want the meatballs to be nice and hot. They're already fully cooked. And then I'll come back and put the rest of the ingredients in and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. Let's put this lid on. Okay guys, it's been 2 hours on high. I'm going for it. It looks really good. Like I said, the meatballs were already fully cooked. They were just frozen. So, I'll get my spoon out here. They have plumped up. It looks absolutely and smells absolutely delicious, guys. So, the next step, we're going to get these gnocchis. A whole pack of gnocchis. Now you can get, these ones were from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Probably not. Anyway, these ones were from Trader Joe's. Man, it's really hard to... Anyway, these ones were from Trader Joe's. You can get them from Kroger. You can get them at Aldi. Let me get these in here. They only take like a couple minutes to cook in like boiling water. But let's get these down in here, okay? Now, we need a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm just eyeballing this, guys. I am just eyeballing this. I am probably going to go past a half a cup. I'm just going to save a little for when we want to put a little Parmesan cheese on top of our plates. And a half a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to go, yay, probably a little more than a half a cup. Let's give this a mix. Kind of break up my gnocchis a little bit. And I want this to be a sauce, guys. So this is really thin right now. I forgot to mention it earlier, but I am gonna put a cornstarch slurry in here. Cornstarch, I put it in a cup, a big heaping tablespoon with some room temperature water, just a splash. This makes a slurry. You want to make it sure it's all dissolved. You know, pour that in. The cornstarch will thicken up that sauce. Make sure this is all mixed up here. It's looking really good. That cheese will melt more and it'll thicken it up a little bit more. But you can always put extra. Like, if it's not thick enough when I come back, I'll put more cornstarch, make another slurry and put it in there. But I'm going with that. And now the spinach goes in. This is a 6-ounce package of triple wash baby spinach, guys. It's cleaned, it's already ready to go. I'm dumping that whole thing in. Now you're thinking that looks like a lot. It does look like a lot. This will wilt down. So I'm just going to try to get some of it under. But it will wilt down into that sauce. I'm gonna put the lid back on it, and I'm gonna give it like another hour. And I'm gonna come back, taste it for salt, pepper, any other seasoning I would want to add to it. That's how I cook, guys. All goes by taste. So put the lid back on there, and I'm gonna let that go for about an hour. We'll come back and check it out. Okay, guys, it's been an hour since I put the spinach in. We'll put all the rest of the ingredients in and the spinach. And that's what it looks like, guys. Let's give it a good stir. I stirred it up really quick right before. This looks absolutely amazing. Smells delicious. Got me a clean spoon here. I'm going to taste the sauce to see if it's salty enough. Check any kind of seasonings I think it might need. I really don't think it needs any more salt, guys. I really don't. I mean, it's right at the level for me. We're going to put some more Parmesan cheese on when we dish it up. But let's go to the table and see how good this is. Okay, guys. This smells absolutely amazing, doesn't it, Dad?
It does.
Smells absolutely amazing. Good. So the meatballs are a little more than mouth size, you know what I mean? So I want to make this a little easier for Dad. I'm going to cut up his meatballs just a little bit here to make it just a little easier to spoon. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll just be easier for him. We've let it cool down quite a bit. It's still pretty warm, but I think it's cooled down quite a bit. Let's give them all a good little quarter. Watch me miss a meatball and he'll have a whole big one. It smells absolutely amazing.
It smells as good as it tastes. It tastes as good as it smells.
It should be
It
perfect.
should be perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. I put up just a little bit of Parmesan on top to finish with, guys, but Dad, here's your spoon.
Okay.
This bowl is pretty full, so
Okay.
let's try this out and just try to be ginger on that first bite to see if it's like super hot or... I think it's cooled down quite a bit. Yeah.
It's good.
Wow. Something is giving it a little bit of a lemony flavor, but I like that. I don't know if that was the sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe it was good.
Meatball. The meatball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, though. If you want to look for those meatballs, guys, you have to go back and look at it. It's Kroger brand flame broiled Italian style meatballs. If you want to use those exact meatballs, the texture of them's pretty good, right? They're not super mushy, but they're not super tough. They do kind of have like that flame broiled flavor, not like a fake smoky flavor, not like that. But they're good in this. And by all means, guys, you can make your own homemade meatballs, right? You got a special recipe, you make homemade meatballs, or you got a frozen meatball from your favorite grocery store that you love. Use whatever meatballs. Just know if you make the homemade meatballs, it is going to take a little longer. And I suggest if you do homemade meatballs, that you cook those a little longer. Like you make the meatballs and then broil them in the oven or skillet fry them a little bit so they hold together and then put them in with the chicken broth and stuff. But and I didn't add any more salt to this. I think the salt is coming from, the canned chicken broth, right? The Parmesan cheese that I put in pretty liberal. Wow. And if you want to know how much this made, it filled up me and Dad's bowl here. We both had like 4 or 5 meatballs. And we got a whole nother serving in the crock pot. Another big serving in the crock pot. Maybe 2 little servings with a side salad or something, you know what I mean? But put this little, what do you call these guys? Pot holder. I put it under our plates because it had cooled down quite a bit, but this table marks up so easily. I already got one spot on here, like a heat mark. You know what I mean? I put that underneath there. I should have paid more attention to his dad. It was kind of like leaning. Dad's. You want to turn the bowl around here so you're kind of going in the same spot and you're not hardly getting anything. There you go. Woo! Oh, yeah, let's not. Sharp objects. Parmesan cheese. Oh, you're pushing it. You pushed it right off the spoon, Daddy. You pushed it too far. There you go. Like every time I make something, guys, I think of stuff like, what could I do to make this better? Or what could I do to enhance this? I can't think of anything else, to be honest. I think maybe I would use let me see, hold on a second. Yeah. I think maybe next time I made this, I might use a little less of the sun-dried tomatoes. I would still use them, but maybe instead of that whole little jar, use like a half or 3/4 of that jar. I think they are bringing a citrusy flavor to this, you know what I mean? Like almost like a lemon like flavor to this. And it's like on the border of being like too lemony for me, but not, okay? I just think if I was to do this, make this again, I would just use like half of that jar or 3/4 of that jar. I think that would cut that down a little bit, and I think it, you know, would make it that much better for me, okay? Other than that, let's get rid of that napkin, okay, Daddy?
What napkin?
The one that's in here.
Okay.
Let's get rid of that one. And let's get it cleaned up. And those gnocchis from Trader Joe's are very good, guys. They're nice and pillowy. They're not super chewy. They're really good gnocchis. I would use those for anything. Now I've gotten the gnocchis from Aldi, and I like those too. You can get gnocchis from any grocery store, guys. Just get the shelf ones. That way you can put them in your pantry and they last forever. I've had these for quite a while. They still had a good date on them. And I think those meatballs would be good in anything. A good meatball sub.
Too.
I think they'd make a good meatball sub. I think they would just make good plain spaghetti and meatballs for that. They'd be good in just about anything you'd want to use a meatball in. I like the texture of them. That's why I hardly ever bought frozen meatballs, because in the past they've been like, the texture of them have been too mushy for me. These ones have a good enough chew to them that I like the texture of them and the flavor's good. Whew. Let's turn this around a little bit. There, now it's all right in front of you. Oh, excuse me. Let us know, guys. Have you made something like this before? If not, are you wanting to try this recipe? Please let me know. I don't think there's any right or wrong with like the measurements, guys. You saw me. Do what your heart feels. You know what I mean? But I do think the Parmesan cheese is very necessary. I don't think the spinach is necessary, other than it gives you some iron, right? It gives you some vitamins. I don't think that, like, for the taste, I don't think the spinach is necessary if you don't like spinach. Those julienne sun-dried tomatoes, if you don't have those and you just have like regular tomatoes or diced tomatoes in a can in your pantry or whatever, I think those would work great too. You know what I mean? Don't go out of your way to buy julienne sun-dried tomatoes, you know, because they are a little pricey. They're not too bad. I got my jar, I think, for $4 or something like that. But fresh tomatoes would do great. Same way with the garlic. You can use garlic powder. I know everybody keeps like garlic powder, onion powder, and all those things in their cabinet, right? You know, I don't think you need to use fresh garlic. Other than I like fresh garlic because I feel like it just enhances a little more than powdered garlic. It enhances the flavor a little more. We love our garlic, okay? I think you got one more little meatball left. You want me to help you with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Let me.
Okay.
Let me go for it here. One more bite, mister. Are you pretty full?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
It's good.
Not good?
It's good for the meatball.
I think it's very good, guys. I think it's very good. Let's let
The sauce is rich.
Yeah. Did you taste that citrusy though? There's a little bit like lemony flavor. I believe that's coming from those julienne sun-dried tomatoes. Let's let Dad get a drink here. I got some questions to ask him. He's got a little something on his. Got a little something on. You got a little smudge on your beard somewhere here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's cheese or.
Cheese.
Probably cheese.
Give me that napkin.
Okay. So I can make this again some other time?
Oh, it's good.
It's good? Okay. And you like the meatballs, the taste of the meatballs and everything? I did too. Great texture on the meatballs, I think.
And the meat sauce is good.
Or it's cheese. It's actually cheese and cream sauce, Daddy.
The cheese and the cream and the tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, the tomatoes, yeah.
And the pierogies, whatever.
No, gnocchis.
The gnocchis.
Gnocchis. Anyway, I called them dumplings for him, so he knew what he was getting into. So, yeah, you like those little...
They're pretty good.
Yeah. And if you didn't want to do gnocchis, guys, you don't have to do gnocchis. You could even just do the meatballs in the sauce. You really could. Or if you like spaghetti, this would be great on spaghetti or any other kind of noodle. Even macaroni noodles, if you have them in the cabinet. You know what I mean? So you don't need the gnocchis, but it's fun. You know, something different.
Listen here. Eat them with spaghetti sauce. Eat them with some Italian sauce. And it'll make you rich. It's rich. It's very rich.
It is a rich, yeah. It's cream and cheese, okay? It's cream and cheese and chicken broth in there. It is very good. It's very flavorful. Is that what you're leaning towards? It's very flavorful.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's got some Italian seasoning. It's very flavorful. Man, Dad, what score out of 10 would you give this?
10 to 10.
A perfect 10?
A perfect 10. It's flavorful all the way through.
Yeah.
Every bite, the meatballs.
Meatballs, yeah.
And the tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Guys, I understand Dad's score, I do. And like I said, I always think when I make something that I've never made before, I always think, is there something I can add or something I can take away to make it better than what it is, right? And as I told you, I feel like the sun-dried tomatoes are just a little on that edge for me. Like they're a little too lemony. It's lending too much. I would use them again. It's just I wouldn't put the whole jar. I would put like a half of that jar or 3/4 of that jar. It's bringing like that citrusy flavor, and it's kind of like on the edge for me is like being too much, but it's still great, okay? I would easily give this a 9 out of 10 though, for real. 9 out of 10. If I went to a restaurant and they served me this, I would say it was a 9 out of 10. Okay, that's how good it was.
It's a good,
Dad says it's a perfect 10.
Product.
Yeah. Wow.
Everything was in it.
I'm full.
I was too. I am too.
You filled up you ate that whole bowl, mister.
I ate that.
Yeah, yep. Okay then. That's it, guys. Let us know if you want to try this recipe. Let us know what you think of it. Let me know if you would add something to this or take something away to make it what you be more, you would be happy with it. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's it. Let's let you ready to let these guys go?
I enjoyed everything with you, with everybody. And I enjoyed the supper, the dinner.
Me too. It's good.
Whatever.
It's really good. So, Dad, you ready to let these guys go? So, guys, we hope you all have a great lunch, a great dinner, or a great late night snack. But most of all, guys, we hope you have a great day.
A great day and a better tomorrow. And God bless you all.
Yes, guys. God bless. Come back tomorrow. See what we're eating. See what we're reviewing. See if we like it or not. Until tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.